Welcome back to my channel Techno Namaste. I am Dr. Navanita, Assistant Professor in AC Department, Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. So today I am going to discuss a topic based on instructions and directives of 8086. So we should know whenever you are writing an assembly level language programming, which I discussed in my previous video, what is assembly level language programming. So assembly level language programming in short form it will be called as ALP. This is a programming language written keeping into consideration of the CPU architecture, that means registers and how it is going to work with the memory. With all that concept you are going to write the programmer. So here with the program, what does the programmer will tell to the CPU? The programmer commands to the CPU what task it has to do. Okay, so that task he is going to implement with the programming language, that is assembly level language programming. So here in this one, whenever we go to the assembly level language programming, every programming language is going to have predefined functions, their syntax, conditional loops, and variables, how it has to be declared, how it has to work with the memory. All these some rules and regulations will be there. So whenever we get into the assembly level language programming, every processor is going to, that is nothing but CPU. Every CPU is going to have its own instruction set. Once a processor, that is if you take 8085 or 8086 or you take ARM Cortex A processor, Cortex R processor, any processor you take, once the manufacturer manufactures the CPU, that is nothing but your processor, microprocessor or microcontroller, that for that CPU, the manufacturer will develop its instruction set. What does this instruction set will contain? This instruction set will contain a group of instructions. Okay. So in this group of instructions, what does this instructions is going to do? These instructions are nothing but a predefined functions or a keywords. So if you take a C programming, in C programming you are going to use predefined functions and nothing but printf and scanf. So what does printf will tell in the C programming? To print whatever is there output to get on the output device. Scanf will read the data from the input device. Similarly, if you go for assembly level language programming, instructions like add, mul, div, move, all these instructions will tell one instructions will tell one operation. This is add is our mnemonic, mul is our mnemonic, that is nothing but one instruction. Div is nothing but another keywords are called is here in assembly level language mnemonic, and move is another instruction. So here add instruction is telling the CPU to do the addition operation. Sub is mul is going to tell to the CPU to do the multiplication operation. Div is going to tell to the CPU to do the division operation, and move is going to tell the CPU to move the data from one place to one register to another register or memory location to the register. Okay, so it is a command which is used to tell the CPU what work it has to do. That is nothing but your instruction. So this group of these instructions given by the manufacturer we call the instruction set. For every for every processor there is going to have number of instructions. If any CPU which has less number of instruction, it is called as a reduced instruction set computer, or RISC processor it is called as. If any CPU that has more number of instructions, it is called as CISC. That is nothing but complex instruction set computer. Okay. So here whenever we get into the assembly level language programming, this instructions is made up of two things. One is nothing but if I write the instruction like this. If I write the instruction like, so think I have written one instruction like add AL, 05H. So what you are telling here to add to the CPU, if you take 8086, you are telling the 8086 processor to add what content it has to add. AL content, that is a register present in 8086, and user data, that is nothing but 05, that is nothing but number which you have taken in the hexadecimal number. So here whenever you get into the instruction, this is total an instruction. which will tend to add the two contents. So here whenever we get into the instruction contains two things. One is nothing but opcode, another one is nothing but operands. Okay. So opcode full form is nothing but operation code. What your operation your CPU is going to do. So add here is called as a opcode. Okay, and this opcode is going to work on which one? It will work on two things. One that is nothing but operands. Here two types of operands are there. One is nothing but source operand. Another one is nothing but destination operand. One is source operand, another one is nothing but destination operand. So here in this one, whatever the source operand the user has given, this should be added with the destination operand. So when you say add this one, what does your 8086 CPU will do? It will add the content of AL plus it will add the data which is given by the user, and the result it is going to place in the AL. Okay, so that the instruction will do. So whenever we write the instruction in the program, in assembly level language program, these instructions are executed by the CPU. After execution, it will do the operation. Already here we have given in the computer system how it is going to execute in the form of binary bits. Okay, so here it will execute by the CPU. And here what execution it will do in the CPU? Addition. Where it will be doing the addition in the ALU which is present in the CPU. So that is about your instruction. Apart from the instruction, one more thing which we have, that is nothing but a directive. Okay. So what is a directive? Directive is nothing but, directives are nothing but, it gives direction to the assembler. Already in my last video, I have told you, it tells the assembler, directive will be given in the English keywords only. This will tell to the assembler what work it has to do. Okay, so here if the directions, the hint which is given to the assembler what it has to do, that we are calling as a directive. Okay, assembler, what do you mean by assembler? Already in previous video I told you, it is a software program which will convert an assembly level language programming into machine level language program. Okay, so example assembler, if you take a directive in your 8086, assume is nothing but one directive. Next segment is one directive, which segment you are going to use, and next index is a one directive, and next assume segment index. So this is one, and another one is nothing but PROC, procedure. So these are the different, in English level language only you are going to write these directives, but this directive gives only direction, it gives, it informs the assembler what it has to do. But these directives are not executed by the CPU. That everyone has to remember. Instructions are executed by the CPU to do certain operation, but directives are not executed by the CPU to do the operation. Okay, so using these directives and instructions, we are going to write the assembly level language programming for any processor from starting. First processor was 4004 till now ARM Cortex processor. So whatever the assembly level language programming you have used from ARM to, from 40 to ARM Cortex processor, we are going to use these instructions and directives in the assembly level language program which you are going to write. This assembly level language programming is mainly used in the embedded system technology, which makes the system to work. If you take an ATM machine, that is an example of your embedded system. Your mobile phone is one embedded system, your robo is one embedded system. So in embedded system technology, this assembly level language programming will be used, where you are going to use these instructions and directives. Similarly, you can make use in the electronic systems where real-time operating systems are used, like your Linux, where the system has to work taking the time into critical condition. Okay, next comes your in the application where industry you have to control some machine. this assembly language will be used, and the operation where you want the fast and within the time limit you want, the programming language developed is assembly level language programming, and in that assembly level language programming you are going to use this instruction and directives which I told you. So in my next video I will be telling different types of instructions and directives which is available in 8086. If you understand one processor instruction and directive, any processor you can understand once you read by yourself. If you like my video, please subscribe it, like it, and place comments. So if you have any doubts regarding this one, just message to my number 9849702343, another, or you can mail to me nitaalluri@gmail.com. Okay, thank you once again.